Okay. So this is immigration now. This dude always comes up with unique ways to find women, but this one does not work.
This is the most unethical way to get girls if you are really down bad. Okay, first step, I know this sounds crazy, but you want to look up the immigration office near you. Now you're going to want to camp outside the office, and you should be able to tell who got denied or who got bad news. You'll see it all in their face. All of the Latina or the foreign fine shits that got bad news, they're going to be desperate. They're going to look sad. So you want to walk up to them and hand them a business card. You want to make a business card, something like this, immigration help, put your contact at the bottom. They're going to contact you. They want to stay in America. They're going to contact you. So after they contact you, you just tell them, look, I know you want to stay in America, but there's only one true way you can stay in America. You got to get pregnant. From my experience, if they're super desperate, they will literally let you get them pregnant. Here's the climax. Once their bump starts showing or you just get tired of them, you want to call ICE and send them back to their country.
What?
There will be no trace. You would never have to raise that baby. Yes, you might have to provide food or a place to stay or whatever, but you literally have free foreign coochie until you want to send them back home.
No, that's terrible. That is awful. What the fuck? Kyle said it's not a bad plan. That is a terrible plan, Kyle. You just up here knocking people up?
Okay. Firstly, as the immigrant in the room, that does not fucking work. Being pregnant for an American does not grant you the right to stay here. Trump them deporting fucking American citizens, dude. That's not gonna keep you in the fucking country. Even being married to an American doesn't keep you in the country unless y'all already been through the process, you know what I mean?
Of him getting their green card.
Right. Like unless you have permission to stay. But there are people who married to Americans who getting fucking deported. Like this, they're not fucking around. So being pregnant for an American does not make that baby, is in no way, shape or form going to allow them to keep you here.
Wasn't there a video of a guy that was like, I'm driving back. He was like, this is my last day in America. Me and my wife have to leave or something like that.
Because
like, he was a citizen and she wasn't or something. But like somebody got deported and so he just went with her.
Okay, I
think I saw a video like
that. So, you know this because you were married to a Romanian dude. But let's just say, you get married to a guy, right? Because people feel that when you get married to them, once you get married, that's the end of the world. No. Mm-hmm. They still have to approve that green card, right? Mm-hmm. And during that approval process, they might determine that this marriage isn't real or some shit like that. And you could still get fucking deported even though you're married to an American.
Even if your marriage is real.
Yeah, even if your marriage is real, if they don't believe that it's real, they can decide that it ain't real and you're done. In addition to that, okay, if you're born here, you're an American citizen. But what's been happening recently is that you have this girl, she's from Mexico, and she got 2 kids, 2, 3, you know what I mean? 2, 3 years old. She's getting deported and they sending the kids with her because she's the fucking mom, you know what I mean? So in a roundabout sort of a way, you deporting Americans doing that, they're doing that, dude. So there's no way any of that shit works. So don't even think about it. But the best way to stay here is to get married and file all the proper paperwork and all that sort of shit.
Yeah, when I got my ex-husband his green card or whatever, he waited a whole year until after we were already married to even file.
For green card?
For this green card.
Why?
Because I think it just looked better for the courts or whatever. Like he didn't he didn't want to get married and then immediately file because he felt like that the courts would think that it was fake, you know?
Yeah.
So he waited a year and then he filed, and then it was very soon after he filed that we had our interview and everything.
Yeah, but I wouldn't suggest that. I suggest like if you and a person married.
Well, now you don't have time to wait.
Yeah, like just go for it. You know what I mean?
I came from Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
But Trump them is not fucking around, dude.
In the United States of America. I was born in Chicago. Cook County Hospital.
People trying to come to America, I'm trying to get the fuck out. Let me ask you a question though. Okay, I know most of you in here are American citizens born and raised here, right? Here's what I do not understand about people who come to America.
He was from Romania.
Here's what I don't understand about people who come to America on a green card, right? Okay, so you'd have a dude from like let's say Mexico or any other countries. I just picked in Mexico, right? And their parents move here at a young age, right? The parents brought them over, and the whole family has green cards for like 20 years, but never make the move to become a citizen. Like, how the fuck do y'all do that shit? Dude, did they?
So once you have your green card, you can then file for citizenship?
I think, okay, so you had to have your green card for like 5 years before you're eligible to become a citizen.
Oh, gotcha.
But the way I worked it, dude, the minute I hit that 5-year mark, that very day I was on the phone to the lawyer. Let's go. The reason being is because the way shit is right now, right, where Trump's being extremely strict. If you here on a green card and you had like some, I don't know, like let's suppose they caught you with a bag of marijuana way back when. Dude, that's enough to get you deported. Or a DUI or something like, you know what I mean? Because you're technically not a citizen. And they're doing this. They're going to extreme lengths to kick these dudes out of the country. Doesn't matter that the shit you did was 20 years ago and you're a good guy now, dude. Like, but you have these dudes who'll be here like 30 years on a fucking green card. Like, how do you do that shit? If you live in here that long, be a fucking American.
They just get used to being here and they think they're immune.
I don't understand that. That shit, I never understood that. Like how, like if you clearly you would, it's one thing if you were coming in to do a quick job and then go back to your country, right? But if you can be here every day for 30 years, dude, be an American. Don't do this halfway shit. You have so many of them who get sent home now. Because this dude had this green card for like 20 something years, right? But 20 years ago, he was in a different place and he stole like a chicken coop or something like that. Because they live in a rural part of the country where they build these chicken coops. And he stole a chicken coop and something else. Caught him with some drugs like marijuana or something.
20 years ago?
Yeah. They fucking deported. You see what I'm saying? They're not fucking around. I don't understand this because I realize that a lot of Americans who go and like, well, Sky, that's good. You send these people home. But dude, it don't work like that. Because you gotta remember, these dudes work in the kitchens. They pick the fruits. They work at construction sites. If you go to construction sites, the dudes working there are not American.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The best dude at laying tiles at the construction company is not gonna be an American dude. That's usually
like...
like...
to 3D print everything though.
No, this is usually a dude from outside the country who's been doing that job for like 30 years in country, but the fucking dude illegal. You know what I mean? So you're sending these dudes home, there's no one to do that work.
Well, you can 3D print buildings now and homes and buildings.
That shit ain't there yet.
Look, my uncle went to jail while he had a green card back in 2007. He got let out last year and then got deported because he never became a citizen. That's insane.
Dude, the first thing I thought when I got here, I was like, because I know what it's like, right? I'm like, I make friends with a dude and he in my car and he got like drugs or something on him. And the police pull us over and he put that under the seat. That's fucking mine. Because he can be like, no, that wasn't mine. I didn't know that was there. You know what I mean? And now I'm off to jail. And then the minute I get out, I get deported. You see what I'm saying? No, dude, fuck that. I ain't taking that risk. First thing, I ain't picking you up unless I know you. Okay? Actually, why the fuck you walking anyway? Fuck you. Okay? You know, I'm just saying. Yeah. That's another thing with being illegal, right? Like why you see so many dudes getting deported also is because when you come in and you apply for refugee status, right? And let's be clear, the refugee status thing has been like abused because a refugee was supposed to be someone from like some war-torn country coming in, or it was like dudes escaping the Soviet Union and shit like that looking for political asylum, right? But then it became like, you know, if you're in a struggling situation in a poor country, you come in and say you're a refugee, you see? And so everyone was pretty much a refugee or claiming some kind of asylum, right?
Where are they getting deported to?
Dude, Trump sending some of these dudes to fucking Libya, to Sudan. He's sending them back to the country they come from. I don't fucking know, dude. He's a savage like that.
What the fuck? That should be illegal. How you gonna deport me off to some fucking... what am I supposed to do over there?
Hold on. Let's see. Deportees.
So what do? They just sit there in jail in these other countries?
Deportees sent to How you spell Libya? L-Y-B-I-A? How you spell Libya? L-I-B-Y-A? Information but the possibility of deporting individuals. Okay. See here? Immigrants sent to Libya, deportation sat on tarmac for hours. To
send non-Libyans to the...
They were trying to send them there.
Countries.
Then they were also trying to send them to Sudan.
What the fuck? Deportation?
Sudan deportation.
Couldn't accept them due to their crimes committed in the U.S. What the fuck? So you're just gonna send them to a random ass country?
I don't know the countries they're not from. The Trump is not playing around. This spring had gathered luggage and clothes and a cell phone at her home just south of Seattle. Husband was filing paperwork and travel documents, she said. Family abroad was preparing to greet him at the airport, and in a few years, she would join him to start a new life together. Everything that was done up to this point did not come. Her husband had been sentenced to a 25-year prison sentence for first-degree murder in 2000 after firing a gun that struck a bystander during what was labeled a gang-related dispute. He was a green card holder who lost his lawful permit, was revoked during. Okay, good. He never walked free. Where did he send him? Would be sent to South Africa instead of their home countries, which included Mexico, Burma. They were told instead the destination would be South Sudan. What the fuck? You can imagine
a politically unstable country in Africa.
You can imagine that?
And one of the poorest in the world.
The administration argues that the man's home countries won't take them. People should be allowed to stay in the U.S. Dude, Trump is not fucking around. You don't want to take them? Okay, pick them up in fucking South Sudan. Damn. That is wild.
Big C said America's investing in world prisons.
That is fucking wild.
Are they investing in world prisons?
They know South Sudan, Jesus Christ. When you get to the place, you gotta look at the map and be like, where the fuck am I?
That's insane. That is insane. And so scary too. What the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, hey, Trump don't joke, though. He means business. That dude is a savage. But hey, if you're an immigrant, just follow the law. Don't go to jail. You know, just don't get caught up in no shit where you go to jail. That's why like dudes come here from these other countries, right, and join gangs. Nigga, you nuts?
Yeah.
The fuck you just escape a shithole and now you coming over here to do that and get sent back? No, boy.
Yeah, that's actually some wild.
It's crazy. It's crazy. When I was in Guatemala, right? So I go to Guatemala, take a Spanish class because they cheap there in Guatemala, you know? And I'm at this hostel and I see this American dude and he's like, oh, where you from? And I'm like, well, I'm born in the Bahamas, but I've been in America like a long time. I'm a U.S. citizen, you know? And he's like, oh, yeah, dude, I was in L.A., blah, 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 blah. Gang shit. You see? And then get fucking deported to Guatemala. You know? And granted, he's Guatemalan, right?
How do you even get into gang affiliated? You don't even know nobody over here and now you're in a gang?
But you gotta see, when you come over, depending on the neighborhood you live in, if the gang, you know what I mean? Like, that's what you do. And the thing is, he's way more American than he's Guatemalan. Because this dude was like, let's say 30, but he'd been in America since he was a baby.
Oh.
So he speaks Spanish, right? But like, he don't know Guatemala the way he know America. Like he in a foreign land, even though that's where he was born, you know? It's crazy like that.